Tax Act doesn't expect you to have all the answers. That's why we've got the answers to tax stuff. Not like if aliens are real, or how to get washboard abs. Tax Act. Let's get them over with.
There's no access to G.
Good afternoon, and welcome to ACCA's Board of Directors meeting, where we will follow the agenda as it has been emailed to you and publicly noticed. I am Sonia McCoy Wilson, ACCA Board of Directors Chair and Associate Vice President for Learning at Atlanta Technical College. We want to welcome all stakeholders that are joining us this afternoon in person or via live stream. We also want to welcome all of our board members and guests from the Office of College and Career Academies that are here to lead us through the internal review process. At this time, I would like to remind everyone that this is a meeting of the governing team. Only members of the board of directors and guests that will facilitate the internal review may participate in this discussion. We will provide time for public comment at the end of today's meeting, as noted on the agenda. If you are interested in participating in today's public comment, please ensure you sign up at the entry table. Those that indicate they want to participate in public comment will be given 2 minutes to address the board at the end of today's meeting. We do ask that members of the public quietly observe until we reach the public comment portion of the agenda. For board members that are tuning in virtually, we do want to remind you of our virtual norms. Please keep your mics on mute unless you're speaking. Actively engage in the meeting, and please keep your cameras on throughout the duration of the meeting. I am pleased to call this meeting of the Atlanta College and Career Academies Board of Directors to order. Our first order of business is to call roll. The Secretary, Raja Judah, will now take the roll.
Chazelle Archie. Cheryl Chapman.
Present.
William Smith. John Lewis. Patricia Horton. Tim Carroll. DeJuan Freeman. Shelley Goodrum.
Present.
Sonia McCoy Wilson.
Present.
Naya Edie. Katie Howard. Tashara Wilson.
Present.
Wesley Gilliard Jr. Raja Judah.
Thank you. Mr. Dozier, we received a comment that the board members that are participating virtually are unable to unmute themselves.
They should be able to.
Okay. I think if we can take a look at the participant list, I believe that Tim is on the call.
Tim's
Hey,
here.
Tim,
Wesley.
we apologize for the technical difficulties.
That's okay. I'm here now.
All right, welcome.
Naya Edie, present.
Hey, Naya.
Fran
Hello.
Norton, present.
Hey, Katie Howard is here. We're updating the roll. We apologize, everyone. So here's what we'll do. We'll call roll one more time. If that's okay, thank you so much. So we'll start over with the roll call. that, okay.
Yes.
Chazelle Archie, Cheryl Chapman,
Present.
William Smith, John Lewis, Patricia Horton,
Present.
Tim Carroll,
Present.
DeJuan Freeman,
Present.
Shelley Goodrum,
Present.
Sonia McCoy Wilson,
Present.
Naya Edie,
Present.
Katie Howard,
Present.
Tashara Wilson,
Present.
Wesley Gilliard Jr.,
Present.
Raja Judah.
This team will only be able to take official action if a quorum is present. Ms. Judah, is there a quorum present?
Yes, there is.
Great. Our first order of business is to approve the agenda. This was provided to you and a copy is pictured on the screen. Are there any changes to the agenda? Okay, may I have a motion to approve the agenda?
This is Tim. I'll make the motion to approve the agenda.
This is Pat. I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed, please raise your hand. Any abstentions? Raise your hand. So I believe the agenda has been approved. Okay. We will now move to filling vacant seats. Before we begin the process, I'd like to remind the board of the following bylaws outlined in our handbook. The Metro Atlanta Chamber brings forth the nominations for business seats. All board members have only one vote per seat. Individuals filling a vacant seat will serve until the conclusion of that seat's term. Upon approval, individuals are immediately full board members and may join the meeting. We will now begin by filling our vacant seats. We have one vacant seat due to a replacement request from Grady Health. I will turn it over to Tim with the Metro Atlanta Chamber to bring forward the business seat nomination.
Thank you, Madam Chair. By request of the Grady Healthcare System, we are proud to nominate Sarah Bontrager to replace Dr. Wimberly as the representative on the ACCA board. Sarah currently serves as Grady's Director of Nursing Academics, Nurse Residency, Nurse Onboarding, and Nursing Professional Development. That's a lot.
Thank you, Tim, for your nomination. We will now proceed to vote on the nomination of Sarah Bontrager to replace Dr. Wimberly. Does anyone have any comments or discussion about this nominee? Okay. All in favor, please say aye or raise your hand. All right. All opposed, please say nay or raise your hand. Any abstentions? Please say abstain or raise your hand. Okay, congratulations, Sarah. We are very excited to work with you. You are now a full board member and may immediately join the board and vote on the remaining agenda items and participate in today's internal review. Welcome.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you so much.
We will now review and approve the meeting minutes from our last meeting. The minutes have been provided to you. Please review and let me know if there are any corrections. Do we need more time to review? Probably not. If there are no corrections, may I have a motion to approve the previous meeting's minutes?
Motion to approve previous meetings minutes.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed, please raise your hand. Abstentions, please raise your hand. All right, the meeting minutes are approved. Next for discussion items. We will now move on to our discussion items. This evening, we take the first step in ACCA's certification renewal process, the internal review. Facilitating this process are members of the Office of College and Career Academies who will guide us through the review. At this time, I'll turn it over to them to introduce themselves and lead us forward. Welcome.
Thank you. I don't know if I need this or not, but I'll use it just to make sure everybody can hear. So I am Paul Saban. I've met most of you before. I've done some training and work. We good? Okay. So I'm really happy to be here. This is actually my first time on campus, and I want to say I felt so welcome. The minute I walked in the parking lot, the staff greeted me, brought me into the building, really made me feel very welcome, so thank you for that. The food, delicious. Thank you to your culinary arts department for preparing that. Eric and I came from another meeting. We were both like, oh, I'm so starving. I don't think I can do it. It's very nice. Just real quickly, though, for those I've not met before, so my experience has always been in education. 30-year educator, started off math science teacher, was in administration. I was at a middle school as an assistant principal, and then a high school as principal. But my last 12 years, I was the CEO and principal at the Bartow County College and Career Academy. We started opening those doors there, and I'm proud to say they're still going strong with a lot of great programs and opportunities for students and the community. So I'm a practitioner. I definitely don't know all the answers, but I've made a lot of mistakes. So I'm a practitioner. Well, after I retired, I got an opportunity to work for the technical college system in the secondary initiatives division under Ben McCumber. And I'm a program manager now where I work with College and Career Academy specifically in the metro area and North Georgia. And it's been a great experience to be able to go to all these College and Career Academies and see all the different ways they're meeting the needs of students and the community. So it's been a great opportunity. The certification process, we talked a little bit about at our last board meeting that I presented at. And today we start the first step. And this is the, well, not the first step for the Char and your team, but the first step for the board of directors, where we're going to have a chance to look at all the work that's happened over the last 5 years and give feedback on that work. This is an important step in that process because this is where the board members get a chance to look at the documents and artifacts, compare those to the standards to be a certified college and career academy, and give feedback about what we maybe don't see in here that we know we're doing, or things that we need to add in here, and then also those things that we're doing great. So that's kind of what we're going to do today. The person really running the show for this whole division is Loretta. And so she's going to be the one walking us through that. But before we get to her, the most important person on this team, I'm going to introduce Eric, who's the second most important person on this team. So Eric.
Last. Just like my last name starts with a W, I'm used to that. It's great to be here. I can remember when you guys started this 5 years ago. We're in conversations. The next thing I know, she's on NPR radio talking about it. And here we are today. And that's a true story. My name is Eric Waters. Not a career educator. I was in corporate leadership, private business owner, and then in education. Like Paul, I was a CEO principal of the College and Career Academy, 15 years in Floyd County. Made a lot of mistakes. Between the two of us, we made all the mistakes, and we do no mistakes. I'm with the Charter System Foundation. I'm not with TCSG. You guys, we are well aware at the Charter System Foundation of the great innovations and flexibilities being utilized throughout your school system. And you do a great job. And we need that camp coming in. And I don't think I just said that, but I've never been here either. So it's good to be here. Everything Paul said, I echo. Everybody was really friendly. They'd shake your hands and had a nice smile. And it was genuine. It was legitimate. So it's proud to be here. You guys are doing great work. And I'm going to turn it over to the boss.
I don't know why they're saying that. I don't think I need the mic though.
if it's okay if I speak without the mic.
If you can move a little closer to the board so that they
It's for them.
How are you all? So I'm Loretta McQueen, the coordinator for the Office of College and Career Academies through the Technical College System of Georgia. And just a little bit, first of all, I am not the boss, okay? And I may be, even as formal as the meeting is, I will go ahead and say I am the least formal person. So I'm gonna apologize in advance because I'm not as serious as Paul and Eric are. I echo their sentiments. Y'all were just so nice. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like coming home, coming to family. So we greatly appreciate it. And of course, the provisions from your culinary department. I've been on like a little health kick. I'll say that, new year, new me. So I try to cut back my calories. I ate today. It was delicious. It was delicious. I was like, oh my gosh. And I had one meal period where I was like, I'm not going to do another one. I did. I had a second one, and it was delicious. So thank you all. Thank you for your hospitality. Thank you all for just being so warming and so welcoming. We greatly appreciate it. And we mean that. On behalf of the Technical College System of Georgia and Ben McCumber, who is my boss, I want to say, for those of you participating in this internal review, we thank you for participating. It is essential in the recertification process because you are the first set of eyes when it comes to the artifacts that's been provided in alignment to those standards. So I'll give you a brief history about the certification process first, and then we can tell you how you will participate, okay? So a little bit about me first. I've been with TCSG about 3 years. 3 years?
3 years.
About 3 years. And prior to coming aboard with TCSG, I was at Rockdale Career Academy. So Ben McCumber, who is my current boss, was my previous boss as well. Yeah, he was at Rockdale Career Academy as the CEO and principal there. I was I don't know what my official title was, but my main duties and responsibilities were assessment coordinator, lead PBIS, lead teacher mentor, and there was something as RTI. But so haberdashery, a little bit of this and that. And I absolutely enjoyed it. I love working with college and career academies and looking at the opportunities that we're able to provide. But we did go through the certification process while I was there, and we realized there were some things that needed to change. A couple of the standards, their assurances were antiquated. They no longer applied. And some of our focus, we had lost focus. So when we trimmed the fat off and got to the core essence of what the standards actually are asking, that is what's left. So we still have 5 standards, but we went from 86 assurances down to 24. And we, having been immersed in the process in the past, it provided us an opportunity of looking at how we can make it better. This is not an I gotcha. By no means, this is not an I gotcha. We're doing 2 things here. We're looking at what you're doing well. And then you're going to look at, okay, well, how can we improve? Because unfortunately in education, we're always talking about there's room for improvement. It's like, okay, all right. So what are we doing well? And then where do we want to improve? I will admit that most internal teams who go through this process, they will realize that there are some things they did not know took place at the College and Career Academy. Like, oh my gosh, I didn't know we did that. But at the same time, it brings about light bulb moments. It's like, oh my gosh, we're doing this. I have an idea. So as you're thinking and perusing through the artifacts today, don't be afraid to provide that comment and that feedback to Dr. Wilson and her team if you do have those ideas, and even later. All right, so the process. As I mentioned, there are 5 standards. Standard 1 deals with governance and leadership. Paul and I, or the Office of College and Career Academy, we assess Standard 1. Okay. Standard 5, I'm going to skip over 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to go straight to 5. Standard 5 deals specifically with the performance contract. Standard 5 is assessed by our Charter System Foundation friends on behalf of the Department of Education. So that leaves standards 2, 3, and 4. Standard 2 deals with strategic planning and sustainability. So you all will participate in a group You will either be in a group assessing standard 2, standard 3, which deals specifically with teaching and assessing for learning, and then standard 4, economic and workforce development. You will be in one of those groups. Now, in a few weeks from now, there will be an external team. That external team is made up of individuals from college and career academies, but of course, they're outsiders, that's why it's external. They will do the same thing that you're doing today. They will gain access to those same artifacts. And if you make recommendations today of some additionals, or you're saying, oh, I think this better fits, please make those suggestions, because once they have eyes on it, they're going to do the same thing. They'll see how well those artifacts align to the standards and provide feedback. That'll take place prior to coming on site to visit. So what you're doing today, again, we thank you. Words can express how much we actually appreciate your participation. You are a vital part of this process. And we do ask, again, it's not an I gotcha, so we do ask that you be as candid and as critical as possible, because you are the eyes before external members gain access. Okay? And I know Dr. Wilson has thick skin. This is not going to hurt her feelings. These are opportunities to improve if there's something that you see. All right, so that's a little bit about the process. Usually from here, we move into ensuring that, one, each individual is in a team, and then two, that you are able to gain access to the online platform. So we'll start there first. We'll make sure everyone's in a team.
Is the online group going to be standard 2?
Well, we can make the determination now.
Yeah. The online group can be standard.
Awesome. So all of our online friends, you all are a part of group 2 for sustainability, strategic planning and sustainability. Does everyone have access?
Yes.
To standard 2?
So this morning, all of you all received an email with 2 links, a link to the portal and a link to all of the rubrics.
All right, thumbs up if you have it. Everybody got it?
Yay.
I'm an educator at heart. Yeah. Thank you. All right, so we have group 2. Let's see, standard 3. Standard 3, awesome. Do you all have access? You clicked in. All right, and standard 4? Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna have to put this down. You can hit it. Okay. Thank you so very much. All right, if you will, look in your folders. Do you want me to do this part, Tashara, or do you want to do it?
So, at this time, tag. If you all would take a look in your folders, and for the team online, you guys are standard 2. So when you click into the link with the rubrics, you're going to have the first rubric, that's standard 2. And what you're going to do, you also want to click on that certification portal. So the certification portal, when you first open it, you're going to see that beautiful ACCA logo. And in the top right-hand side, you're going to see at a glance, and then you're going to see standards 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So since you're standard 2, you want to click on standard 2, and below that, you'll see all of the evidence for standard 2. It's the same thing for standard 3 and standard 4.
All right, thank you. All right, so you have the access to the electronic evaluation worksheet, and that worksheet does provide details. So you have your standard, but under the standard, you have assurances or domains, or whatever we want to call them in education. We call them assurances. But under that umbrella of, you have those assurances, that provides specific details as to what we're measuring. And you will record met or not met. Skip none, NA, because nothing ever doesn't apply. So either as met or does not meet. In the notes area, that is where you're going to capture your commentary. You don't have to provide a comment for everything. If you see something that is a cause for concern or a question, or you feel there is evidence that better fits, then jot it in that area. And if you see something that is magnificent, you're like, oh my gosh, I think we need to highlight that. Highlight that by commenting it in that area as well. Okay? Now at this time, let's see if we can have one person from each group type into the evaluation worksheet. We're going to identify one person as our recorder. Once you've identified your recorder, we're going to ask that you go ahead and try typing in. It should automatically save your input. For the online crew, do we? Online team, would we want to give them a breakout room? We have after. Okay, we can
Just let me know when you're ready.
Okay, all right. So for those of you who are assessing standard 2, our online partners, you will go to a breakout room so that you're able to freely discuss. Okay. Are you all ready? If you're ready, we'll go ahead and send you. All right, and if you have questions, you can feel free to come back to the main room and ask the questions. We're here to assist you and guide you through the process. All right, thank you. Go and be great. Thank you all. You're gonna be done. They'll be done first. Okay. They will. I'm telling you, they'll be done first. The online crew. Yes. Just 3 assurances. So did you send them all to?
Well, they're gone now. Yeah.
State tax credit too. Yeah, one of the strongest ones is at the airport bills. We've got $23,000 so far. So we get 10,000.
Yeah, and then for the time standard. And they'll label like what content they are, what standard they are, assurances they are. So the So I'm assuming and I'm sure what we have to do is it's the assessment and attitude assessment. Documentation is standard 4. Yeah, that's and you want to this is pretty copy. I can do one. Yeah. Well, all of us have to do 2. I think that where we start. This should be, this is more than one. You know, this hand push is today. Really always is. Yeah. Is this the one for hand push? Oh, and this is provided something for career and technical education.
It's only been 2 months.
So what she provided you. Share
That's true. I can't keep up with all this.
Career to the national career. They want to this model. How long is your, no. We should follow it, whether you're from college, sure first. But then really, this is the count, how this hands are.
That's not what you're doing now.
What is it? The second. Yes. Yes. Actual numbers. This is a very opportunity for us. And we know. So
Yeah, I just want to see the big guys. Again, okay, you guys.
yes. And there's an opportunity to actually participate in there's no company.
Just real quick, is anybody able to type onto the evaluation sheet online? Anybody been able to do that yet? Is that possible or is it?
Yeah, you should be able to.
Okay, perfect, okay. Yeah, so we just have one recorder kind of type out the main one, that would be beautiful. Everybody else can take notes and stuff on the paper one, but if you don't mind just giving us one for each standard, that way we can kind of give all that to Char and her team with comments.
Yeah. That is the comprehensive school. Let me make sure. That's not yours. That's a call. I just, then, yeah. Yeah. Okay, maybe I should also. So it's divided into academic development, personal selection, gifted talent. So they coordinate with us. And it's God, it's a student, and we got. Take responsibility.
What's my title?
What I'm saying is
There was.
I thought you did that. I thought you did. I thought you did that. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
In some way.
It's almost like.
It's right. Because it's divided into workforce.
Academics.
Because it's the social. Personal / social development. Yeah. So a lot of
You want to see what I want to see. Those are things I heard and I was like, I need to see. I need to see. I need to see. I need to see. So I'm gonna. Your boss, but I still have. It's still scrappy.
Yeah, I will say this though, at the top of it, we started off with probably 90% of our courses were academic.
Because it's a baseline assessment.
50% are better.
Yeah, but you wrapped it up.
Over different years.
See, that's why I didn't.
We turned that, and really because college came on our campus and taught us.
It's all benefits.
So, that's, we have no basis. Because there's no students there.
Yeah, it is. Or
They have people there.
So it's definitely there.
That's it.
That was huge.
That's, I put, she's on email.
And not everybody are contracts between.
Developers unable
It was a secret.
So that's what I was asking. So this process, what's the time frame? So once we start this whole conversation, everybody can be able to take care of it. I don't need to.
Yeah, don't think that is.
Oh, yeah. And you don't ask if it's Dr. Johnson, like, that is great. That's a good idea.
I can't believe that. She told me, I can't believe this, that happened. Randy and Michelle or something. That's what I see. Students. So, I know that so.
I don't see anything. That would be.
They don't use it at all.
This is just data.
I'm sorry.
It's due to the so As to the same, changes varies. So it's not your schedule, it's not it's really just. Yeah, I just said so. The table of contents. Just say, boldly or otherwise. Yes.
They had all ideas and walked out to credentials her teachers had, see their credentials, yada, yada. We later find out. So I would say number one is say. Courses on the technical competencies.
But they're located on the technical process.
Who was it? It's new. So we were talking about that.
And also that other, yeah, it's already there.
But she so put down.
I did teach on professional and and I was actually.
No, they don't offer any academics.
I was really more of a
Well,
it really opened my eyes.
business.
As a teacher, she's.
Of course, you have your traditional. I believe yeah.
It was a good experience.
That's why I'm teaching.
Maybe brought.
Oh, you said that, so I.
I just got back. I just did one training. I think I had like 4 people. Yeah.
Okay. Coaches or something there. You knew.
I don't know. He didn't have a lot. He didn't have a lot of.
corporate ones, they'll be with temporary computers. So they'll push to that where they say, when you do that, a lot of the employees are really big work classes.
Hey, they got 34 students.
So like the HVAC,
But did you see some of the partnerships with Delta?
Did you see the, is that nice out space? They turned it. They had specific from 337, 2025. And five generations is three. The hate that have, they added Asian mechanics.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so. Yeah, okay. I go back to.
Satellite. It's kind of similar with Bolt. They have 49 kids in science.
They still here. Yes. Yes.
All right, age of question. Percent students support the rate. It's not fair. They're right.
They're right. Yes.
So they people are using the paper system to or on their experience.
Wow.
Which one? Perkins, seal.
So you may not want to trust that.
So usually they offer, but they have high accelerated career class.
Yeah, so you have to sort of artifacts.
Wait a minute. That's what
CCS.
Okay. Offer quite a bit of.
CCS.
Number of college credits to that one.
I don't know what it's mentioned as this.
Where are you looking?
Invoice-based learning aligned to, yeah.
Where are you looking? On the red lights.
Oh, I'm a standing.
Yeah.
Can I get into two breakout rooms with you?
Yeah.
So. Here, honestly. All right. I'm not talking.
teacher.
That's not a usual word for a high school senior. All of our coaching students are put them down. We'll take you straight to our US teach you what you can. It's just called professional development.
Hey guys, how's it going? I'm good. I'm Paul Saban. I'm with the Technical College. I just wanted to check in to see if you guys have any questions.
I feel like we've touched all the points. I think we did that fast and just kind of added some things into the spreadsheet.
Yeah, you guys are all, standard two is typically the fastest because you have to use a number of assurances. I think you had 3 assurances where some have maybe 6. So you're kind of fortunate to have that group. So when you finish, you feel like you've made all your notes, then what I'd love to do is get Tashara to come and have you kind of report out kind of some things that you saw or things that you might want to move to a different standard or add there or whatever. So are you ready for that now or you need more time? Okay, well, let me get Tashara and I'm sure to come back. If you guys don't mind, just kind of share with her your notes and see if she has any questions. She's got about 2 weeks to add anything to the folder before the external review team gets on. And just remember, the external review team, they don't know anything about the College Career Academy other than what's in those artifacts and those notes and what she shares with them before we come and do a visit. So just kind of wanted to put that out there for you. So if you're ready, I'll ask Tashara to come back and listen in. Good? Okay.
All right, Tim, you're up.
Should I just bring them back to the main room?
Easy stuff.
Are you taking notes for your group?
The reason I ask is because standard two is done, but there's standard fewest assurances. Could I have them report out to you real quick? Just so make sure you don't have any questions about their notes and things like that. So you want to come in here for the stuff? Have you report out?
We said we
And we're just gonna keep going, working, keeping notes.
talk about stuff. Plan.
I'll sit here so they can see. I'll sit here so they can see.
Is it okay to?
Well, he's got you in a breakout room here if you want to do it.
I don't know. One of the things that we said was how well Tashara and her team communicate with the board as far as sending information and keeping us up to date. I don't know exactly how you show that.
Okay.
Oh, there she is.
Hey.
Hey.
So we're looking at what documentation would you like for us to share?
Tim took notes from all of our comments. But I was just saying, one of the things we were commenting on was how well you also communicate with the board, inviting us to things, sending us information, meetings, educational opportunities. But I don't know how you document that to show that you're not only marketing and communicating with all the others, you're doing a good job with the board that stays engaged and educated.
Oh, yes, and so, there is a report that we have to submit every year, to the Office of College and Career Academies around all of the conferences, and professional learning opportunities that we all engaging in, throughout the year. And, we actually have that report uploaded in the portal.
The conference registrations for CEO on board?
Yes, and so we don't actually have all of the individual board members' conference registrations. What we did actually, what we did here for like the Governor Summit, because Pat, you were there, Tim was there, I was there. We included an email we received from Loretta that kind of confirms that we were all at that particular conference. That's under conference registrations in the portal. And so that's one opportunity to share evidence that, we're actually going to conferences and participating in things. And I also included a recent conference that I attended within the GCAN network, and I believe that was in Columbus. as evidence of my participation. Is that right, Tim? Is that what you are?
I've seen it too, yeah.
Yeah. The TCSG Secondary Education Initiatives, it was a pure group. It was in Columbus, April 22nd and 23rd, yes. And so we have that documentation in there. We're all, and just like today, we attended the Capitol. That was another meeting that we attended today. I think I forwarded that, and that was the reason our meetings had to be pushed back a little bit, because they wanted all the CEOs there. That was a really good opportunity for us to engage with our state legislators, public CEOs, and learn, share best practices and innovations, and get better for our individual schools. And so that's the piece in the portal where you see the emails, because we most of the time we don't get a formal certificate for participation, and we don't really receive conference registrations because these are meetings within our network. So I tried to do the best that I could to show that documentation.
Yeah, because I remember one of the sessions, and I don't remember which thing it was, we went to and you presented. I was at it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went to a high school. I went out somewhere with you to a high school.
It was one of those economic development regional workshops. Yeah, and Bill went with me to one of them. I think we went to Rockdale. And I can't remember who went with me to the one in Noonan County. So we did.
I think I did.
Yes.
That was the one I went to.
Yeah, it was. That was Newton.
Oh, Newton.
Newton, yeah, that was, because I did one in Newton and Noonan, right? So that was Newton, the one that I believe you and I attended. So we've done a lot as a board. You guys are great supporting the work, and we tried our best to submit that documentation. But again, we don't get conference registration confirmation for that, and so it's kind of hard to put the documentation. What you guys know.
Yeah, we know. I just want to make sure that they see what you're doing as far as keeping us informed and engaged and educated on what's going on.
Yes. What else did you guys talk about?
Got a lot of notes under some of these. Most of it is cheering. Let's be clear. So the only other thing we have is on the first goal, the strategic plan part. It's just, continuing what you're doing, continuing to focus on future tools and workforce skills that are needed, and reinforcing programs, sort of the forward thinking. Katie might have called it innovative. I can't remember. Blanking on the word now. That was on the first line, on the A line. And then for including board members, we just, again, appreciate it. Never, always keep calling on us to participate and promote. That's basically what I should have said. And then for the marketing plan, kind of high marks across the board. Continue to reach out the way that you all do, and also just to be innovative. Katie, I think this is your words again. Be innovative about how we get word out to more families. I know that's always I would say a struggle. It's always a challenge. Let's put it that way. To figure out the ways to do all of that. We would love to see ACCA and partners like Atlanta Tech and others continue to have those leading roles and other type of public meetings. We talked a little bit about the Governor's Workforce Summit 2 years ago, where y'all were a bit of a star along with Atlanta Tech around that, but love to see more of that sharing. I think was Pat's words about the sharing of better practices amongst the schools.
Yes, sir.
And Tim did a great job of summing it up, and we talked about how the communication is fantastic. Y'all reaching even more people, get more people taking tours. And I think, we were just talking about how we continue, and I always reflect back to the district, so just pardon me while I go into that space. But lifting up even more the opportunities that ACCA provides our students, because even though people get the information, they still might think, well, that's not for my kid. And I'm, we're just wondering out loud, like, how do we continue to promote what ACCA actually does? And I think there's a lot more to come, because you all you're growing, and you're gonna have career space.
Yes.
So I'm excited as we continue to think how the tentacles expand, and that's not just on this group, I know that, but, yeah, just kind of that tied into that, but we certainly celebrate.
So as soon as the charter done there, you can report out.
Focus on the fact that that's just fantastic.
And-
That's for myself. Yes,
What is the
I
date
get
we're
great,
actually doing the external?
very specific, to the point, easy to digest, and understand, there's a tour going on.
Anyway,
It's
that's
like, I think that need to get even just more targeted, so thank y'all for doing that.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're pushing really hard to get the word out there about the great programs here. And we do receive a lot of support from our district leaders. I even had a call with Dr. Montgomery, Chelsea Montgomery, and
You're taking academic.
we're actually trying to strategize additional ways that we can market. We have kids come here, we have open house nights, we have parents and industry visits. We hosted a Metro Chamber visit here. Tim, thank you for that, this past summer. And so we're always looking for new and innovative ways to get the word out, and, but particularly with our parents and students, helping them understand what the opportunities are. That's the heavy lift. And I want to thank this young man sitting next to me. We've taken to social media. We're on the gram. We're on Facebook, and Twitter. And we created a series of videos that highlight, and their student pledge, it was highlight the work programs, and other opportunities here. And that's been very successful. And I think that's another reason why we're seeing like large jumps in the numbers. I'm almost afraid to look at the numbers for next year, because we're gonna grow outside of.
It's all right, we're gonna figure it out.
Okay.
I wanted to talk about the videos, like I didn't know there were so many, and they're so good.
Oh, thank you, Ms. Edie. Yeah, I'm glad that you guys are seeing the marketing video.
It's how do we get more eyes on these videos, and they are student led. Want to, like Katie was saying, tell the story of ACCA and what you get, let the students tell you what you get, because I'm here, I'm proof of what's happening. And yes, I've just been, yeah, amazing. I'm not talking unless I was clicking on videos, listening, like, please, you know, right, and then here's the two once you make this decision. And that's the most powerful part, that going back to adults, second, yeah, I mean, it's, I think we've got that by, y'all doing a phenomenal job. I just think how, yeah, we can increase that.
And one of the ways I think that, because one of the things we were talking about is sometimes it's how do you educate the parents?
Yes.
And one of the things, I was listening to something you said, Dr. Wilson, and you know, many of the areas have leadership programs. When you were saying that the chamber came, there's, you know, I know there's leadership COB, there's leadership whatever, inviting them to come, and then also some of the Rotary clubs and others, because I think the more you expose some of the adults and others to get a perspective, you know, even if they don't necessarily have children that are going to be going to a program like that, they may know somebody or have a family member who's going to be, you know, and they don't know anything about it. So I think that's another maybe opportunity just to market it to different groups, what you're doing, and let the students be the showcase when they come to visit.
Oh, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. And I want to shout out to Tim and the Metro Chamber, because I know he and his team, they're leading that work. We actually hosted the chamber, and they had a lot of some of the business and industry individuals that were there at the meeting. We have great partnerships with like Delta Airlines. And so I will continue to lean on Tim to help, you know, ensure that I'm in the right places to get the word out, particularly with industry. And whatever I can do to spread the word, but particularly through parents, making sure that our parents understand about the opportunities here. That's the heavy lift. I know that we have some special ed meetings coming up. I think they're 5 to 8, and they're cluster meetings. My team, we've created a schedule where we're pretty much going to be at all of those meetings presenting and sharing the, and I can send that, and I can share our recruitment plan with the board. Give me 24 hours after the meeting. I'll just shoot you all the recruitment schedule. It's a very aggressive recruitment schedule. But you know, I'm missing all of my counselors are gone every day.
We'll try to get back over here.
They're in different school in the afternoon than the morning, right? So they're in like 2 schools a day, and then they're going to the evening programs, sharing as well. So there's a robust effort to get the word out, but it's just that continual work, making sure that we're intentional and that's at front of mind at all times, just recruiting and the marketing.
You're not here, whatever.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I will, in all honesty, take that and see how I can even bring in more folks. And thank you for being at the exceptional student meetings. There's a lot of interest there. There's a lot of interest there. And you were very responsive when I got some questions at one of my meetings, so.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think we're about to pull everyone back together. I'm getting the wave, so let me pull everyone back together.
Yeah, Rome City. Mayors.
That's part of it.
You got that one?
Yes.
All right, well, either one of these two. One of you already probably got most of your information from, so you'll get standing 3. So Eric is good friends with Superintendent Park there, and they're both in Rotary. And so they're already doing it. They have.
Overly, like, see how good it's overly.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of hits on their video. I'm not sure if they're resharing. We were talking about it.
And so.
Okay.
No. Sure. Dr. Wilson?
And the faculty, I got you.
You're back in
Yeah.
the whole group? Okay. Yeah. And so, okay. But she's over there. Okay. She's staying in the video.
Yeah, we all follow it. Our CMP, our vice president is, Robert Lynch. His team does that. They're quiet, they're add everything. They're LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, all kinds of places. You can just browse the internet. So that's all the marketing. Yes.
Y'all have a great marketing strategy.
That's the first thing I think when I see it.
We need to get to that level. I love it. Yeah. Marketing strategy is amazing. Thank you for this.
It's all about her.
Ken also had similar situation in Bartow County where there's Bartow County already has it.
Okay, so I got the feedback.
All right, are you good for this one?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, we were pretty much done.
Okay, so, so once we've all shared out with Shar and her team to know kind of how to make sure those folders got everything how you guys want them, then she's gonna have a chance to go back and add to it or move things around. And then the next part is gonna be when we get our external team, our other CEOs, Department of Education, charter system, and we'll do a virtual meeting and we'll go over that CCA at a glance, probably just like that presentation. Then talk about how to access the folders. And then the best part, then we bring that external team here and we get to do a tour of the building. We get to meet with all your stakeholders, and then we'll get a chance to get feedback during that. And that's February
27th?
27th?
Is it 27th? That's what I
It
have.
is,
No.
March 13th. Thank you.
Oh,
Why
March-
do I have February 27th?
March 13th is the external review.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay, March 13th.
Well, that's just the board meeting that I have.
So I'll let Loretta wrap it up, and I just want to tell you on behalf of myself, thank you for hosting us. And I got a chance to go out and talk to some of the students a little bit. That's always my favorite part. Not part of the scheduled event today, but I always enjoy that and talk to some of your staff members. So you guys are doing some great work, and I look forward to coming back here again and having our visit. All right, Retta.
Okay, I'm gonna close it on now. Bow your heads. All right, so I told you I'm the least serious person. I apologize.
We appreciate it.
Thank you. So, on behalf of the Technical College System of Georgia and the Office of College and Career Academies, again, we do thank you for participating in today's process. Thank you for providing Tashara and her team with very valuable feedback. I would definitely say pat yourselves on the back and give yourself a round of applause. You can reach out to Paul and I if you have questions about the process, or if you would like to participate on. Come on, now, if you want to participate on some of the visits to other college and career academies, again, just feel free to let us know. It's always interesting to see what others are feeling. If all hearts and minds are clear, we bid you adieu. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job, y'all.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So we will now move on to announcements. Does anyone have any announcements? Good, okay.
So we do want to remind.
Okay, bye. Okay, bye.
We do want to remind the board members that our next meeting is Thursday, February 13th at 4:00 p.m. And that will be our first budget meeting, and that'll be our budget allocation meeting. The final budget meeting will be February 27th, but as Mr. Saban shared, the big external review visit, that day is Thursday, March 13th. We will be forwarding the entire board the schedule for that day, and we're really excited. And thank you all so much for your support throughout this certification activity.
Thank you, Dr. Wilson. At this time, we will welcome public comment. Dr. Wilson, do we have anyone that signed up to speak? Okay, we have reached the end of our agenda. Is there any additional business at this time? All right, may I have a motion to adjourn the meeting? Okay. Second?
Ms. Pat, I second.
Okay, thank you. So we are adjourned. All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, the meeting is officially adjourned. Thank you all for your attention.
Thank you, everybody. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you all.